All right, so this is the debut of the player rankings, and to have a proper debut of a new feature on this channel, we need to have a proper intro. So this is the player rankings, and what you are seeing is a tier maker where we have 5 different categories where we're going to rank these players from smash, as in did he smash it? Was he good? Was he meh? Was he bad? Or was he flat out trash? All the players except for our trial list are down below, and we're just going to go through these players one by one, and we'll start in net with Ben Lunt. Lunt did not have a whole lot to do this game, I don't think. I really don't have much to say about him.
No, he did fine. He had some decent service out of the back there, but mostly it was just short. He didn't have a lot of too long balls. He had like 1 or 2 good passes, like decent passes into the midfield, but otherwise stuff just was shot right at him. He did better in his previous performances where he did make some pretty big stops.
Yeah.
So this one he just didn't have much to do.
Yeah, and Ryan says Lint is meh. Do we agree that with that in the chat? I mean, it's not a bad meh. I mean, it's just he's fine.
They are the master chocolatiers, but I would tend to agree.
Definitely. Took me a second there. James saying that Lunt looked more confident than he's used to. I think he looked very composed today. Yeah, I would say, you know what? I'm gonna go with meh on him, but it's a good meh. You know, it's not a bad meh. He just didn't have a lot to do.
It's one of those things where, like, you know, if your defender is not getting mentioned, that means he's doing his job, right?
Definitely.
Like, you either don't want to hear your defender's name or you really want to hear it because he's making like a hero play, but you probably don't want your defenders making hero plays, right?
No, you don't. Let's go to right wing back here, and our starting right wing back was Thomas Totland. I thought Totland was excellent today.
Tots looked fantastic. He had some good service. I don't know if I would go all the way up to smash with Tots, but I would definitely put him in good.
I think I talked about this at halftime. Totland looked very springy today. I mean, he looked very comfortable going up and down that right wing. We need him to stay fresh. So I'm really hoping that, you know, someone else emerges as a deputy for Totland in that right wing back spot. Probably will be Rasmus Alm, I would assume. Assuming Alm does stay healthy, and just the less we see of Hebert out there, the better. But I thought Totland was very, very solid. City Boys saying that Totes was a smash. Okay. Ryan also thinks that Totland was top tier. Honestly, he just really jumped out to me today as someone that was really doing work. His hold up play was good. He was Jared saying that Totes was very smooth. He didn't put a foot wrong in this game. So I'm actually going to go smash on him. It might be generous, but he just looked good.
I'm not going to really argue against it. I don't know if I would put him there, but I don't really have an argument otherwise. So
I also still have his jersey, and I want him to succeed so that he doesn't leave St. Louis like the other players.
Yeah. So, I absolutely want that. Yeah, for sure.
I would never let, personal bias towards players, influence, me at all.
Excuse
me. Anyway.
Fair and balanced here on the Soccer Zombie YouTube
fair and
channel.
Balanced. Totally. I report, you decide. Anyway, Josh Yarrow was the right center back for this one. Steady, solid.
Yeah, Yarrow did his job. It's like I just said about the defenders. If you don't hear his name much, it means he's just doing his job, and Yarrow did his job.
He did. By the way, JT, Tots Alexander-Arnold. That was good. That was fun. Jerry's saying Yarrow's good. Ryan saying Yarrow is good. I think that's a good spot for him. I mean, he never looked out of position. He never looked out of place. And I think honestly, he's one of those players that I think playing a 3 center back spot, playing with 3 center backs could help him. Because as I mentioned, you can pair him with a Baumgartel, and that can kind of mitigate, his lack of progressive play, because you've got Baumgartel for that. You've got Giannis Horn for that. So Yarrow locking down that depth spot for center back, I think that is fair to say. So I'm gonna go good for Yarrow. I thought Yarrow had a good game.
It's also nice to see him up there.
Definitely. It really is. Yarrow, man of the people. Man of the people. We love our Yarrow. Next one up is Timo Baumgartel, playing that central center back slot. Really good on those progressive passes, looked calm, looked stable, looked confident, and he looked like someone that, quite frankly, could be the anchor, for our back three, if Nilsson is not available, or maybe he supplants Nilsson at this point. I think that might be a storyline to follow as the season go on. But I thought Timo, I'm thinking I'm torn between smash and good with him. What do you think?
He is good. He is good bare minimum, solely based on that one defensive sliding tackle in the box. That was the cleanest slide tackle I've ever seen.
Oh yeah,
good
so
minimum.
Good. So
minimum.
Good.
So
Timo is according to City Boys definition of no nonsense center back. He's got more elegance than a no nonsense center back. When you think of a no nonsense center back, as I play with one in my Football Manager save, you put your central defender that's the worst passer as your no nonsense guy. He's purely there to just stop and clean up the mess and then hoof it out to safety. Timo's got some elegance to him. So really, I think just because it was his job to anchor that back line, he did his job well. I'm gonna put him in smash. I thought he did really good today. All right, next one up, Giannis Horn, playing left center back. Don't have much to say about him, really. Another
Yarrow. Yeah, he just did his job.
He did his job.
I didn't see much of him, good or bad, really. But
and that's kind of the tricky thing with defenders, is that if we're talking about them, it usually means they were bad. And we don't have anything to say about Horn. He was perfectly fine. So
he did his job.
I'll put him in good. I think
if that's where we put Yarrow, we got to put Horn there too.
That's fair. That is 100% fair. Next one up, out in the left wing back spot, was Kyle Hebert. We talked about him. We talked about how he's not a wing back, but gosh darn it if he doesn't try.
The problem with Hebert is that Totland makes him look bad by comparison. Yeah. Like I said earlier, I don't actually think that he was poor or anything. No. My gut would be to put him pretty much exactly where we have Lund, which is brackets positive.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's a good one. He did his job. They didn't really funnel play his way very much in the first half. And, when you have a Totland out there, that kind of
it seemed like he more kind of locked down the midfield back kind of defense stuff, and then only really pushed forward when as attack, as just to be an outlet option, which I think is fine for him. He doesn't need to be flying down the wing and then trying to feed across him. That's not really in his skill set.
No, definitely not. That is not his job for sure. But you know whose job it is to get up and down the field in his role is Akil Watts, playing center mid today. I thought he had a good game. He looked very into it. He was all over the field, which is, as a center mid, you want him to do that. He looked like, I made the comment in the first half, we're talking about center mid depth. We're talking about how, we talk about Ostrak's coming back from injury. We have Trialist out there, who's a center mid, which there's a reason you have him out there, because you're worried about your depth. So Akil Watts taking his chance to play, and gets some game time in and impress Olaf Melberg, looked like he absolutely did the most that he could with it today. Chat, let me know what you think about Watts. I'm thinking good for him, but what do you think, Mason?
Good minimum, I would say, for Watts. I don't really have a good argument for smash, but he's definitely can't be lower than good.
Yeah. And City Boy is pointing out of the 3 games, this has been the best performance out of Akil. I can go with that. He looked okay against Austin, but then he jumped out to me today. And Ryan, good. And then Jerry also saying good as well. So I think that settles that. I think Watts had a good game today and probably earned himself some more playing time.
Isn't Wada the alien from Star Wars?
Oh, Watto. You're talking about Watto.
Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
that was such a stupid joke that I know sold my own
I'm a
joke.
Twittarian.
Wata, this is
Jedi mind
Wata.
tricks don't work on me. That was more Triple H there instead of Watto. But anyway, all right. And then the other center mid, I thought had a good game. Edouard Leuven. I thought he looked like how Edward Leuven should look. You know, as that pivot in the midfield. I say good.
Yeah, vintage. The terroir on this performance was good for Leuven. That give and go that he had with Hartle off that short corner was beautiful.
Very nice. Yeah, I'll put Leuven in good. I'm encouraged by him. Jerry points out not the best Leuven we've seen, but he was good.
No, but I mean, not every performance can be the best Leuven.
No. City Boys thinks he's borderline smash. I'll say good. I think he just had a plain good game. Nothing really more to say about that. Next one up, let's go and do Vasilev. We talked about this in the first half, Mason, how Indy really looks like a man reborn this preseason, coming off of the U.S. men's appearance. He was pressing. They really have him playing up a lot, like almost level with Klaus at times.
Yeah, which is where he does best, in my opinion, because I've always kind of been high on Indy, but even in my estimation, he has improved. Indy, good minimum for me, I think.
I feel Indy's also a good. I don't. I mean, he. I think I put him in the same vein as like an Akil Watts, where like they both look good doing their jobs, and they were absolutely solid in their roles. I think that is fair. Jerry's suggesting Indy double down good. So I guess
Yeah, we need to give superlatives in the categories.
so like one thing that Redmen TV do is that like they actually have a physical board that they do this on, and they'll straddle players a lot between like smash and good, basically. Like they have a line, like they can just like put the card like right on the line. So you just can't really do that with Tier Maker very much, and I don't have a big wall to do that. So, but I'll go and put India's. I'll go and put India's good. JT thinks that India has recovered from the Carnell firing, and as Super Peanut points out, it's all in the mustache. It is all in the mustache. Oh, Aaron points out, Leuven, wasn't he sick for a little while?
Yeah, I think that was during the first batch of preseason, wasn't it? Before Coachella.
Yeah, yeah. I know I know he was out of the reckoning for a little while.
Yeah. So, yeah, it must have enough to keep him out, but not enough that like he's gonna miss serious time.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. And Ryan saying Indy is back, definitely. We'll do Marcel Hartle next. Marcel Hartle, it was talked about a lot at the end of last season how he was playing out of position. He was kind of asked to do more than what he, was really supposed to do. Like I remember seeing Hartle coming back to play defense a few times, which isn't really his game. And also talking about how they want him to play a little bit more centrally this year. That's where he's more comfortable with. This looked like a very comfortable performance from Marcel Hartle today. I'm thinking good for him. What do you think?
Borderlines, man. I mean, he scored a goal in the first 8 minutes.
That's right. He was the first goal scorer. Shoot,
yeah,
you're right.
he scored a goal.
He did. I had the Becher goals in my mind. Yeah, he was the first goal scorer. Again, he was solid. I think Super Peanuts is calling for a smash. I'll give it to him. Marcel Hartle. This was about as good as we've seen.
I want to see my boy up there.
Your boy is
Hartle.
That's your boy.
My
Yep.
St. Pauli boy.
You're St. Paul. That's right. St. Pauli. But who, by the way, I think are still out of the relegation zone, I believe, in Bundesliga.
I haven't kept up much because I assumed that they were just going to
Because I
fall
know,
right
I know,
back down. So
I
maybe
know,
I don't know.
I know my Heidenheim are in the relegation playoff spot, and they seem like hopelessly locked in there. And then it's Holstein Kiel, and I think Bochum is actually bottom. So I think St. Pauli's safe right now. Same. By the way,
They are. They're much better than the last time I paid attention to the table. They're all the way up to 14th.
Yeah, up
last
to St.
time I
Pauli.
looked, they were in like 17th.
Okay, we got a fun one now. Got to talk about him. Joao Klaus,
the big man.
The big man. I mean, I think about the chance that he missed in the first half, and you made a point though, Mason. It was trickier than it looked.
He also had the goal line header clearance save.
He did. He bailed us out there. I think that cancels out. I think, we talked about him playing more of a false nine role, this year, and maybe getting him comfortable in that. So like, I think Klaus is a guy that this year is going to have a lot of understated performances, just because, you want Toy Shirt, Hartle, those guys kind of creating and goals and scoring, like Hartle scored today, Becher scored. I would say, yeah, Ryan's saying meh for Klaus. Jerry's also saying meh for Klaus. I
don't think that Klaus played bad if you discount the header. I disagree with that, but I don't have a good argument to put him higher than meh.
But it's like the good meh, like we're, if I could put him on the top half of this tier, like around here, that'd probably be where I put him. But
yeah, he seemed fine. He didn't get a ton of service. The one service he got was an absolute beauty, and he missed it. That is tough. Yeah. But otherwise, he didn't get a lot of chance. So I don't know.
No, he didn't. And Super Peanut says a content meh. And that's fine. I think that's fine. I hate to say it about Klaus. I just feel like he's going to be that guy this year that we just psychoanalyze to death.
He was that last season too. He was absolutely just the punching bag. Just if something goes wrong and he was even in the vicinity of a play where people were like, that should have gone in, it's Klaus's fault.
And now
it always was.
And now we don't have Thor to be our punching bag. So yeah. Which, by the way, I'm saying that because Sean's not here to hear me slander his hero.
That he just got assigned that. I don't even think he really liked Thor that much.
well, you know what? It's his now. He did
take up the mantle, but
he's the proud owner. All right, so that's the first half. Now, normally I would just go into how do we think Olaf did, with his tactics, but we had a second half of players to
basically a line change
to talk about here. So this is going to be a little bit longer than the usual power rankings, but let's start off. I'm going to start off with, I think, someone. I'm just going to put him right up here, Simon Becher.
Yeah, no question. Honestly, go ahead and put the star next to him too. That's a lock.
You know what? I think that's fair. We're gonna. I think Simon Becher. Simon says it was star time today. And it was I talked about it before. He's got that dog in him. He's got that little Jared Stroud in him. He's not a fancy player. He just gets ish done. And Simon just had a good game today. I think I have no problem not only smashing him, but also giving him the man of the match.
It is terrible that they're going to find him dead in Coachella Valley behind a woodshed after he missed that wide open net. But what a way to go out. He went out on top doing what he loved. So.
I just hope they bury him next to Old Yeller. Simon says man of the match, definitely. And then next one here, you know what? Let's show some love. If Mike was here, he would be I think very happy with how Rasmus Alm did today. He looked.
Speaking of Becher, Alm is the one that had that through ball for his first chance that he missed.
Yes,
and that was a beautiful through ball to him.
Yes, really, really nice through ball to him, and again, he's someone that, like, if we're talking about, right wing back depth, I think Alm is going to probably be featured there a lot this year, and getting him up to speed on that and just getting him fit and, making sure that he stays fit, is always the rub with him. But
Yeah.
nothing that I saw today didn't tell me there was nothing that I saw from him today that suggested me that he couldn't handle right wing back. I think he'll be great there. I think it was a good performance.
I feel confident in that. Yeah.
That's a good performance. All JT thinks Alm was a smash level. He also thinks that Celio was a smash level, and he had that big break. He had all that open space.
The big carry, and then the dice back cut against the defender in the box, and then the cut back pass to Becher. Celio was danced on that guy real nice.
And that's what Celio does. And you know what? It always pleases me to see Celio playing well. And I'm delightfully surprised at how well he is playing coming off that horrific injury.
I really thought that we weren't going to see him until March or April. He's already looking like he's game fit.
He's fine. Yeah, I mean, I would say he's probably like, I don't think he's starting on day one. I mean, nor should he. But if he comes off the bench, for 30 minutes, against Colorado, that's probably okay.
It's way ahead of my schedule, at least.
Way ahead of everyone. But you can just tell, like, when he talked about his recovery, like, you can just tell he wanted to get back there as quickly as possible. And I'm sure he busted his butt to get back there. That's why he's one of our favorites here in St. Louis. So Celio, smash.
Yeah. I think that I agree with Jeremy here. Alm was good nearing smash. Celio's a little closer. I'm not going to argue with you putting Celio in smash, though, just because I love to see his big beam smile up there.
Yeah, and there's a reason I chose that picture, because I just love that big grin of his.
Yeah.
It's so wholesome. It's very wholesome. Next one that we can talk about. I don't actually have his card, because I wasn't expecting Cam Silly to be a part of the main roster reckoning. I guess if I had a card for, let's go ahead and say that Tyson Pierce is playing the role of Cam Silly today.
All right, Tyson Pierce is the stand-in.
I thought Silly was fine. He was up on the attack a few times. He had a kind of a good cut from inside at one point in the second half. I thought he was fine.
Yeah, I'd put him meh towards good, I think.
It's a good
meh positive again. Yeah.
Yeah. Just imagine Tyson Pierce as Cam Silly.
Yeah.
So prepared.
Honestly, I'm going to forget that by the time we go back to actually read this ranking.
You're going to be like, Tyson Pierce played what?
Yeah.
What? And actually, in this next guy, I don't have a card for. And maybe it's good, because nothing jumped out to me with him. Joey Zielinski. Nothing really jumped out with me with him.
No, but was he playing he was playing center back, right? Not wide out. So
I thought he was playing out wide, because he would have been the one to play out of the options that were out there.
Okay. Well then,
I guess.
Well then, yeah, just kind of got lost in the shuffle.
Yeah. So we're gonna say that Miggy is Zielinski. So
yeah,
they have similar hairstyles. Christian Oliveras got the nod in the second half. That free kick he couldn't.
Yeah, that's just tough. A free kick from that spot. It's not a PK, but it's not much safer than a PK. That one's just tough. I don't know if Berkey even really could have stopped that.
No.
What can you do?
Otherwise
he didn't. I don't think he got challenged much, really. Did he?
No. To me, he's in the loon category of just, he did his job. Yeah, that was fine. Tomas Ostrak. Another guy that's coming off of a catastrophic injury. By the way, Emmerich thinks that was that Oliveras. You think that Oliveras was good? He just didn't have anything to do.
Yeah, I think that here maybe we need to reevaluate here though, because Luton and Oliveras need to go together, right? Because they basically have the exact same performance,
right?
But we also put Yarrow and Horn up in good for just kind of doing their jobs and disappearing. shouldn't we do the same for Luton Oliveras? To be fair,
That's fair. That's fair. By the way, JT, I do have a Timo card. It's right. It's right where it's right up there. But yeah, you know what? That's a fair argument. You know, did their job should be good. We should. I mean, I think goalies should be on a curve when it comes to that
yeah,
sort of thing.
it's yeah, like kind of yeah, like goalie and then like Cedia and or like like center back and then it kind of comes down. Yeah, or
Gotcha.
maybe reverse. I don't know.
That makes sense. That makes sense. But anyway, Ostrak, didn't see much out of him.
Well, he had some good like pivot play.
Yeah.
He also had that kind of misfortunate pass that went for a goal that got called offside. So
Yeah.
I don't know how much we want to factor that in.
It wasn't the
Aside
best.
from that, I think that what do you think?
It wasn't the best choice of passes, you know, when, you know, that led to the goal that got called off. I don't think he had a bad game. It just, you know, when you make a pass like that, it leads to a goal. I mean, you can't call it good either, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Super Peanut thinks he played meh, looks strong considering that injury, and that's true. I don't think Ostrak's up to speed.
No, I thought that Ostrak might be a little ahead of Celia. I guess Celia just healed better. I don't
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
but yeah,
Also,
yeah, it does. It does look like he's wearing a high vis.
yes. I think he's actually like wearing like a training penny in this picture or something. But yeah, we'll give him the training penny and we'll put him in medium or med next to not Miggy. Yeah, and actually, Super Peanut points out if we're gonna call Klaus meh, then you know Ostrak has to be the same. So
that's fair.
That's fair. That's totally fair. Like I said, this is preseason. This is the first power rankings. We're still working out the kinks here. Michael Wenzel, as was pointed out, he's wearing number 13 now, which is, you know, usually indicative of maybe where the club sees him going. I thought he looked good today.
Yeah,
he had his moments.
He kind of disappeared for me a little bit. I didn't hear him much, but
yeah. Which again, we talked about that as a defender. You know, where
that's kind of what you want. Yeah,
he did his job, and I know he had I think one long crack at net. So he was involved in the play, and you know he's gonna be interesting to watch this year and see how much playing time he does get, because he does have that first team contract now, and I know the club's pretty high on him, just based on the work that he does in training and all that. So, and then finally, last but not least, we have our trialist.
Yeah, we need to stand in for trialist.
Trialist today will be played by. We don't have any Latinos left in the bench here. You know what? We'll go with, you know, just because his hair is on point, I'm gonna go Caden Glover. Morales had that beautiful feed to Becher. If now that I know more about who Morales is, you know, veteran 34-year-old, played in Germany, played, you know, for, you know, actually he played for was it NYCFC before?
That sounds right.
I think he was with San Jose last year, but then 3 years before he was with NYCFC. I think if we're talking about a depth option, you know, for, you know, the center mid position, this spot, we could do a lot worse than Morales. And I would argue that not only was Morales good, give him a contract.
Yeah, I would like to. What I saw, I don't really see. I guess it depends on how much he's asking. But like, I don't really see a reason not to. We could always use depth. I don't know. What's the worst case scenario? You have to cut him.
Exactly. Still no harm, no foul. But I think he's earned it. I guess it just kind of depends on what they think about, you know, because like we didn't see Miggy today. We didn't see any Miguel Perez, which tells me he might be already earmarked for, you know, City 2. I think Cam Silly was up just as depth, basically. I don't think they had like any real serious inclinations on giving him a big time contract or anything like that. So, I mean, there is an opportunity.
Yeah.
Um,
Although Silly has seen some pretty decent game time at Coachella, so
yeah.
they might be considering him for something.
I mean,
Um,
he's I think 24, 25. He's been around the block a
yeah,
little bit.
I doubt it's for like an immediate right now big team contract, but maybe he's up there on the depth chart.
Maybe he's competing for the spot that Morales is going for.
Yeah.
But yeah, what Peanuts said, he went in, played really well with the rest of the guys, made the most out of what he got. Definitely.
Mhm.
I think that's a fair assessment. And then finally, Olaf.
Trash, terrible, absolutely. Throw him out. He's
Got
gone.
him. Over. It's
Yeah.
done. It's done. Get Hack back in there. When Carnell gets inevitably sacked from Philly, just bring him back. No, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Emmerich Reed is not there because he broke his foot in a solo training session
Yeah.
last month.
Yeah, Reed is going to be out for a while. So that's why Reed wasn't in there. Olaf, I mean, I'm liking. I guess this is more of a commentary. He's not actually going to be trash, by the way. I'll put him back.
Yeah.
But no. I'm liking what I am seeing out of his vision for how this club should operate. I think under the 3 in the back system that we came out in, we play a lot more responsibly on defense. We're not playing chase the ball as much as we used to. We do a mostly good job of keeping. I noticed this with Austin as well. We do a pretty good job at keeping teams on the perimeter. Like if you're thinking like basketball, for instance, when teams are working in around the 3-point line, it's kind of like the same thing with us, where we keep the tempo low when we're playing defense. We play tight internally, and then coming back the other way. Again, I'll go back to what Matt Becher said about the Totland goal in Austin. 17 passes that was made leading up to Totland, and it's simple. It's very simple buildup. It's patient buildup. The energy drink soccer is not there. I mean, we see it at times because we did see us press a fair bit, but like we're
Yeah.
definitely not we're not chugging Red Bull.
This is not a gegenpress system anymore.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah.
But it's also,
I was
I wouldn't call it a possession system either.
No, I would counterattack, counterpress.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was I was very skeptical about how this team would play in a 3 in the back system. Like last year, especially after Carnell left and they brought Hack in, and people were like, "Oh, we should go to 3 in the back, 3 in the back." It's like every time this team has played 3 in the back, it's been an unmitigated disaster. We should not play 3 in the back. Olaf comes in here, he's like, "We're going to play 3 in the back." I'm like, "Oh no, we're going to be bad." That's not what's happened. I still remain skeptical. I want to see how it bears out in the regular season, but my hopes are much higher than they were when I first saw it.
Definitely. And
after having seen it for a little bit.
And Ryan makes a good point here. Match pretty much what I think we all want to see in terms of strategy and play. He's suggesting Olaf is a smash. And honestly, everything worked today.
It did. It's also a preseason game. I don't know.
I know.
We're grading just this match, right?
Yeah.
If we're grading just this match, he put Becher out there in the second half and Becher buried it. So
yeah, you know what? Yeah. So tactics on point, smash.
Yeah. Yeah.
So far, so good for the Olaf Melberg era. And one thing I noticed today too, as well, is, and I know like there was less, I guess for lack of a better term, fluidity. Like I mean, you had, players like we tended to stay to our spots a little better, I think, than we did against Austin. Like we looked more structured today.
Yeah, Michael Rakers brings up the could have been the crossbar goal,
which
and
I almost cursed this one.
Yeah, but like that is the same thing that happened in like the Austin game and in the other one. I don't RSL. Where just like the momentary lapses of judgment, man. That still haunts us apparently. And, even those first two games were much more fluid. We seemed a little bit more structured here, although also Klaus had a fucking backline clearance. So who knows? But the momentary lapse of judgment, and then all of a sudden you've got somebody right in the middle and they're completely unmarked. And that's a goal. That's a goal every time. It doesn't really matter how you slice it. That has got to be fixed. That was a problem under Cardinal. It was a problem under Hack. It cannot continue to be a problem under Olaf. Otherwise, his tenure is going to sink as well.
Exactly. Peanut thinks Olaf smash. Jerry's smash. By the way, is it trust in Olaf now? I know we trust in Lutz, but do we trust in Olaf now? Jerry, I'll let you make that determination on that one. But yeah, Jerry also pointing out they were all positionally aware. Look, it's new coach, new system. I mean, it's going to take, you're going to have games where we just have an absolute shocker at, because we're still kind of gelling a little bit. You've got new faces or new-ish faces still kind of, putting down roots. By the way, Jerry, don't trust in Olaf just yet. Not yet.
Yeah.
That is a meh, on the trust in Olaf.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. The Voto meter is like right in the middle.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. Three preseason games, a win and 2 draws. That's pretty hard to be upset about.
Yeah.
It's not super thrilling, but also it's preseason. No losses is huge, especially in that Austin game with the really late equalizer. The doggedness from the first season looks to be back, maybe.
Yeah, but as James points out, this is still Lutz's show. So,
yes.
Olaf operates at the behest of Lutz under this system. So, yeah, I believe Jeremy's right. 2-0-3 in the preseason.
I do not remember the results.
I don't think
from the
we
first
didn't have an
matches,
L,
to be honest.
Yeah, we didn't have an L in this one.
Yeah.
So, okay, Jerry says believe in Olaf, trust in Lutz, but believe in Olaf. You heard it from her right here.
Different metrics.
Remember where you were at this moment. Believe in Olaf. Believe in the snowman, as he says. But that's going to do it for this first edition of the player rankings. Thank you so much for contributing towards them. This is going to be how they go. Not as long during the season, just because we had a lot of players to get through. But I just thought this is a fun way to, get people involved and get interactive with the show here. If you enjoyed the player rankings, if you enjoyed the watch along, please make sure to first give this video a like, because that really helps out, with the algorithm and all that fun stuff. If you're watching this after the recording is done, you have thoughts on how we looked in the preseason, how we're going to look going forward, drop a comment, and just feel free to subscribe. And of course, thank you so much to the Zombie Ultras that have signed up in that tier: Aaron Link, Brad Whiteside, Bucket Hat SC, the erstwhile Chris Gebhardt, David Cotton, my writing buddy in New England, Jeremy Clements with the analysis in the chat, JT Kirsting, Kane that goes to games, Michael Miller, and Peter MacArthur. Thank you so much for keeping this channel going. And of course, everyone that is in the 99-cent supporters section, all the OGs that are in there, you know who you are. This is your Soccer Zombie, Tom Franklin, and we, of course, have more St. Louis City SC watch-alongs and power rankings and content as the season comes up. We're almost there, guys. We are almost there. As Jerry says, go left, do. Go right, do. We hate the team from Kansas and their tasteless barbecue. If you guys haven't seen it yet, this is one of the reasons I'm so excited for this season. Are you aware of the Netherlands Lynx Rex chant? Go left, go right, Floor the Noise is bringing that chant to the North End this season. Lynx Rex is going to be at St. Louis City games this year. In fact, actually, let me find. I can actually play that what the Florida Noise has, because the composition. Oh God, I gotta show you guys something. Oh God, come on, Instagram. Why'd you do that? Why are you doing this to me, Instagram? Why? Stop it! Oh, get him off. Get him off. Get him off.